Hello, welcome to week 10 of the Sharing the Light broadcast. Hi, this is Lance Dixon, and I want to thank you for tuning in once again to listen to week 10 of the Sharing the Light broadcast. It's hard to believe that we're already into the 10th week of the year. But as we embrace March, there are a lot of things going on. For sports fans, we have March Madness, and St. Patrick's Day is coming up. But today, I want to talk a little bit about communications and the challenges that people have when they communicate with each other. Many times in a conversation, especially a one on one conversation, everybody has something that they want to say. The problem is that we get in the way of effective communication because we do not know exactly how to listen to what others are saying. Our thoughts are so embedded in our mind that rather than listening to the person that's speaking, we're thinking about what we're going to say and how we're going to say it. This totally blocks out the message that comes from the other party. This can lead to conflict. Sometimes it can lead to arguments, and it can be avoided if we just kind of focus on listening. So, I'm going to give you a practical model that we can use for communication that should be helpful. Now, with this communication model, there are basically four components. Now, you may have heard or learned about other models in your educational process, and that's all well and fine. But this is the model that I'm going to share with you. I find it very simplistic and very practical. Now, the first component of the model is the sender, and I'll say that's you. You have a message that you want to share. You got something on your mind and you want to talk about it. You want the person to understand what that is. So you are the sender of that information. Now, the next component is the actual message you're trying to send. What do you want to say? The things that you're feeling, the emotions you want to express, that's the message that you want to send. Then you have the receiver. That's the person you're speaking with. That's the person you're trying to share that information with, share that knowledge with, express those feelings towards. They receive the message that you're sending. And then that fourth component, and this is where challenges come in. It's called feedback because once the sender receives your message and they're going to speak and share information with you, that's what we call feedback to express whether they understood what you said, how they felt about what you said, and a variety of different things. So, those are the four basic components of what we call a communication cycle. Now, where the challenges come in is that as the sender of the message, sometimes we have to really kind of think about how we share that message. Things such as tone of voice and body language can affect how a person receives the message we're trying to send. So, those are things to take into consideration when you're actually expressing information, sharing information, and speaking to someone. Now, for the receiver of that message, they're going to have those same considerations when they're sharing with you their feedback on how they understood or felt about what you said. They got to be concerned about how they respond. What you said may have touched a nerve, may have sparked tension or some anger. But if they express that towards you, then that's kind of where conflict can come into place. So, tone of voice, body language, a lot of external components come into the whole process of how we communicate, how we speak on a one to one basis. And those are the things that we have to take into consideration. The goal of communication is to share knowledge and transfer information and ensure that the person you're sharing the knowledge with actually understands the message that you're trying to send. And what you want to do when you're going through that process is make sure that you do everything to ensure that your message is clear. It's understood, and there are no distractions that can take away from the message that we send. Now, here's the very, very important component on both the sender's part as well as the receiver's part, and that is listening. When you listen, you have to listen with the idea of really understanding and paying attention to what the other person is saying, whether you're the sender sending the message or whether you're the receiver providing the feedback on the message. For the receiver, you got to listen, got to give this person time to express his thoughts. Listen with a heart of love. You listen with your ears and your eyes. You disengage your mouth. So hear what they're saying. Listen, don't just hear it, but listen. Try to understand what they're saying. Don't interrupt. Let them express their complete thought. And that goes back to the sender. When the person is sharing feedback, you have to do the same thing. Listen, make sure that they really understood what you were saying. And if they didn't, or there's some, let's say, misunderstanding between what your message is and what they actually thought they heard, let them express what they thought you said before you address the misunderstanding. Don't cut people off because that can be annoying. That can cause conflict. The goal is effective communication between two people. And the better we listen, the more positive that process can go. Now, this week, I want to talk a little bit about the blessing closet. As you know, the blessing closet is designed to give financial gifts, anonymous financial gifts to individuals who are in our database. We're always seeking people to sign up for our database because we want to bless them. Now, those blessings are random. You can't just contact the blessing closet and say, my rent is due. Can you send me a check? That's not the point of it. They're random and they're anonymous gifts. And the goal and the hope is that when a person receives that gift, they receive it in time that they didn't anticipate. Let's just say a gift from God. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has things that are going on in their lives and needs. But when you get that blessing closet envelope with that financial check in it, and you didn't know it was coming, that has more of an impact than if you call and ask somebody, hey, can you give me this money? That's not the goal. And sometimes people get that a little confused. We want to encourage you to sign up for the Blessing Closet. The Blessing Closet link is attached to this message. Also, we want to encourage you to sign up for the Sharing the Light membership because we're going to actually start the process of having a separate broadcast just for the members who are signed up for the Sharing the Light broadcast. And as always, with this broadcast and any other broadcast that we're doing, based on sharing the light messaging, we have some type of educational gift that we want to impart to you. And a link for that is going to be attached to this email as well. So that's all I got for this week. Thank you again and continue to share the light. This is Lance Dixon signing out.